Eala faces World No. 27 Kostyuk. Eala, Philippines. Eala faces a tall order against World No. 27 Marta Kostyuk of Ukraine in round one of the star-studded Italian Open today in Rome. Action kicks off at 4 p.m. Manila time, with the 19-year-old Filipina Pride looking for a good springboard to her French Open stint on May 25 to June 8 in Paris. The 128-player Italian Open serves as Eala's warm-up tourney for the much-awaited major, where she will be the first Filipina player to ever play in the main draw as a top 100 player. In the Italian Open, Eala is in a bracket that lines up a possible duel with Filipina-Canadian Leila Fernandez and a match with World No. 1 Aryna Sabalenka of Belarus. Eala has just reached a new career best ranking of No. 70 on Monday, ensuring a direct invite to all W1000 in Grand Slam tournaments like the Roland Garros and the Italian Open. But first things first for Eala, who's eyeing to atone for her early exit in the Madrid Open last month. On the heels of a historic Miami Open run, Eala beat Bulgaria's Victoria Tomova 6-3, 6-2 in round one, but ran out of steam against a familiar opponent in Poland's Iga Swiatek 6-4, 4-6, 2-6. Eala faces World No. 27 Kostyuk, a clash of rising stars in Rome. The eternal city of Rome is no stranger to drama. Beneath the shadows of ancient ruins and amidst the buzz of scooters zipping through cobbled streets, a new kind of gladiator battle is unfolding, not in the Colosseum, but on the red clay of the Foro Italico. In one of the most anticipated first-round matchups of the 2025 Italian Open, Filipina team phenom Eala squares off against the explosive and in-form Ukrainian Marta Kostyuk, currently ranked No. 27 in the world. This is not just another tennis match. It is a meeting of momentum, of two players walking very different paths, but heading toward the same destination: greatness. David meets Goliath with a twist. At first glance, it may seem like Eala, currently just breaking into the top 70 and making her Italian Open debut, is the clear underdog. Kostyuk, after all, has experience on the biggest stages. A quarterfinalist at the 2024 Australian Open, a top 5 conqueror, and a WTA title holder. Her game is well-rounded, aggressive, and backed by years of tour-level battle. But what makes this match intriguing is that Eala has never played by the traditional script. She doesn't fear rankings. Just weeks ago, she stunned former World No. 2 Iga Swiatek in Miami, played with the poise of a seasoned pro, and reached the semifinals of a WTA 1000 event, a run that turned heads across the tennis world. Now, standing on the Roman clay, she faces another test, not just of skill, but of mental fortitude, adaptability, and belief. Fire versus ice. Kostyuk plays like a tempest. Her ground strokes sizzle, her movement is sharp, and her on-court energy is a mix of intensity and edge. She thrives on dictating rallies, often punishing short balls with ruthless forehands and taking risks others hesitate to try. She's explosive, passionate, and never afraid to show emotion. Eala, on the other hand, is ice. Calm, composed, calculating. Her game is a blend of Spanish-trained precision and innate Filipino creativity. She reads the court well, constructs points thoughtfully, and uses her lefty angles and topspin to wear opponents down. She doesn't overhit. She outthinks. She doesn't overpower. She outmaneuvers. It's a match that could go either way, not just because of rankings or stats, but because their games contrast so sharply that the outcome may depend on who imposes their style first. More than just tennis. This encounter carries deeper weight, especially for Eala. At 19, she's not only representing herself but an entire region of aspiring athletes. Tennis has never been Southeast Asia's dominant sport, and she is now a symbol of what's possible when talent meets tenacity. Every match she plays in a major event is not just a shot at a trophy, but a moment of visibility for a nation and a continent long underrepresented in elite tennis. Beating a top 30 player like Kostyuk in a prestigious tournament like Rome would not only boost her ranking, it would send a powerful message. The next generation of global tennis doesn't just belong to Europe or the Americas. It belongs to the world. It belongs to dreamers from Manila and beyond. Inside the battle, strategically, Eala will look to extend rallies, test Kostyuk's patience, and avoid giving her clean looks at second serves or short balls. If she can pull Kostyuk wide with her lefty forehand and neutralize the Ukrainians' pace with heavy topspin and variety, she can turn the match into a chess game rather than a slugfest. Kostyuk, in turn, will aim to rush Eala, step inside the baseline, and force errors early in the rallies. She'll want to avoid long exchanges and dictate the tempo with aggressive returns. The first step may be telling. If Eala can absorb the initial onslaught and frustrate Kostyuk, the momentum could tilt. But if Kostyuk finds her rhythm early, it could be a tough climb back. The bigger picture. Regardless of the outcome, this match is a win for women's tennis. It's a reminder of the sport's depth and global reach. That a Filipina teenager and a Ukrainian warrior are battling under the Roman sun speaks volumes about the diverse new chapter tennis is entering. This isn't Serena versus Sharapova or Barty versus Osaka. It's Eala versus Kostyuk, two players still writing their origin stories, still discovering the full extent of their powers. For Kostyuk, a win reaffirms her place among the rising elite and builds confidence toward a deeper run. For Eala, it could be another watershed moment, another chapter in a Cinderella season that's beginning to feel less like a fairy tale and more like a blueprint. Rome wasn't built in a day, but a legacy can begin with one match. As the crowd settles into the clay-cradled stadium, eyes will turn to court, expectations will hang thick in the air, and two young women will walk to the baseline. One ranked at the top 30, the other rising fast. One known for power, the other for poise. In Rome, where centuries of battles have been fought and remembered, a new one begins, with rackets instead of swords, with sweat and spin instead of shields and spears. No matter who wins, tennis fans should be grateful, because we're not just watching a match. We're watching the future.